All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about something really powerful, the connection between two huge ideas. First, the humility it takes to admit our faults, and second, the strength it takes to show mercy to others. It's really a journey, one that starts inside and moves outward.
So everything we're looking at today really boils down to this one big question. How does an ancient plea for mercy, something from thousands of years ago, directly connect to a command on how we're supposed to live our lives right now? Let's unpack that.
Okay, so let's start with the first piece of this puzzle. And it's arguably the tougher one. The difficult but totally necessary act of admitting when we've messed up. The source material really grounds this idea in the story of Daniel. And what's so important here is that he isn't just making a list of his own personal mistakes. Nope, he's speaking for his entire community, acknowledging where they've all fallen short, together.
And this idea is just so powerful, right? Because it's all about a shared we. It shifts the focus from what did I do wrong to where have we all gone off track? And that's a game changer because it kind of dismantles our personal pride. It's a lot harder to feel self-righteous when you're confessing as a group. It creates this foundation of shared humility.
So really, this whole act of communal confession, it's about looking up and looking in at the exact same time. It's a really honest admission that, hey, we're not perfect, and we need a kind of forgiveness that we just can't give ourselves.
So let's be super clear about this first step. It's all about putting ourselves in a position to receive something. It's a vulnerable move, focused completely on our own need for grace. It's like admitting we're showing up empty-handed. But as we're about to see, that is only half the story. All right, so that's one side of the coin. Now, let's see where this goes next, because the source makes this incredible pivot from that humble plea to a really powerful and super active instruction. The focus is about to shift big time.
And boom, here it is. This is the shift. The whole narrative flips on its head. We go from asking for mercy to being commanded to actively give it away. It's not about what we hope to get anymore. It's about what we are expected to do for other people. And listen, this isn't some vague philosophical idea. The source lays out 4 really clear, concrete commands. We're told to be merciful, not just feel merciful inside, to stop judging. Yeah, maybe that means holding back on that snarky comment online, to forgive, even when it feels impossible, and to give generously. And that's not just about money, it's about our time, our attention. These are all action words, things we're supposed to actually do. So what this does is it completely reframes the whole idea of mercy, doesn't it? It's not just a nice feeling or something we cross our fingers and hope for. It's a discipline. It's a standard we have to hold ourselves to in how we deal with everyone around us. Okay, so we've got these 2 big ideas, right? The plea to get mercy and the command to give it. So how on earth do they fit together? How does one lead to the other? Well, the source presents this connection as a kind of Lenten invitation. And if you're familiar with Lent, you know it's a period of reflection. It's basically an invitation to see these 2 things, confessing and being merciful, not as separate jobs on a checklist, but as part of one single transformative process.
So here it is, laid out as clearly as possible. These are not separate ideas at all. They're 2 sides of the exact same coin. They are part of a unified practice of compassion. The inward look, that humble confession, has to lead to an outward action.
And this, right here, is the absolute heart of it all. This is the big takeaway. It's in that exact moment when we recognize our own flaws, our own deep, desperate need for forgiveness and a second chance, that we finally become equipped to offer that same gift to other people. It's our own humility that fuels our compassion. And that brings us to this simple prayer, which is really at the center of the source material. It just ties everything together so beautifully. It takes that initial plea for mercy and the command to be merciful, and it turns them into this personal goal, a desire to actually be changed. And so, this whole journey leaves us with a final, really powerful question for you to think about. If this path from confession to compassion is a universal invitation, where does it need to start for you? In your family, at your job, in your community, where is that call to be merciful showing up the loudest in your life right now?